A festive tea scene. My sister presented me her new boyfriend with a mocking grin. Can you imagine being made the punchline of your own family's cruel joke right in front of the man who held your entire future in his hands? Because that's exactly what happened to me. And what unfolded next? Oh, it was a Christmas miracle, but not the kind anyone expected. For most of my life, my own name felt less like an identity and more like an afterthought. That night, standing in my parents' dining room, watching my stepsister Chloe crumble under Daniel's words, something just cracked open inside me. Maybe it was a memory. Maybe it was the ache of every single year leading up to that moment. Because the truth is, what happened at that dinner table didn't start there. It started a long, long time ago, long before Chloe ever learned how to wield a smile like a weapon. My childhood home always felt slightly tilted, uneven. I wasn't old enough to understand why. My mom, she was my quiet anchor. Gentle hands, tired eyes, a soft voice that called me her brave girl. She died of breast cancer when I was almost 16. When she was gone, the house emptied out in ways that had nothing to do with furniture. It was like the air itself thinned. And before I could even figure out how to breathe again, I had to learn how to grieve. 6 months. That's all it took. My dad remarried. People said he was lonely. I think he was just afraid. Afraid of being left alone with a daughter who reminded him too much of the woman he'd lost. Tina walked into our lives in a cloud of bright lipstick and perfect hair. She brought her daughter, Chloe. A year younger than me, but she carried herself like the world owed her sunlight. She sashayed into our home with new clothes, new energy, new rules. Suddenly, I felt like a guest in my own childhood. When my father looked at Chloe, something softened in his face, a warmth I hadn't seen since my mother was alive. When he looked at me, he mostly looked away. Then, a year later, my half-brother arrived. I tried to love him. Maybe I did, in a quiet, sisterly way. But his arrival just sealed the unspoken hierarchy of that house. There were 2 sets of children and 2 very different sets of rules. Chloe had dance classes, tap, ballet, jazz. I remember holding her glittery costumes while she showed off spins in the living room. She got new shoes every school year, sometimes twice. Her birthday parties were events, banners, cakes shaped like princess castles, even a DJ one year. When she turned 16, my father handed her car keys tied with a red ribbon. "That's my girl," he beamed as she shrieked. Me? I got hand-me-downs and a list of chores long enough to qualify as a part-time job. Elena, set the table. Elena, watch your brother. Elena, do the dishes so Chloe can finish homework. When I once asked if I could join the art club after school, Tina looked up from the stove, her voice dripping with sweetness. Full story video added in below.